It's Carter Sports back, and today we gonna talk about a defensive tackle visitor who came to SC today. So let's go. And if you been here before, can you please hit that like, please? And if you ain't subscribed, boy, you better subscribe. Trojan family, Trojan gang, fight on forever is in the building. And entering into the chat, we got Brandon Lane, a 6'3", 300-pound defensive tackle. He at SC today for a visit. He's another transfer portal target we need. We cannot let this kid leave the campus without securing that commitment. This kid has thousands of offers. Every school in the country basically want this kid, and actually USC was late into the party, but better late than never. We need to secure this immediately, ASAP. He's your classic space eater who will fit right into D'Anton Lynn's system. D'Anton Lynn's system is predicated off that dog work, off getting it done in the trenches. That's what his defensive scheme starts and ends. We won't see the full potential of that scheme if the D-line ain't putting in that dog work. You hear me? He will let Bear cook and eat up at the same time. And that the best thing about this kid, he got 2 years remaining for his eligibility. So USC, put your money where your mouth is. This ain't no 1 year rental. You know what I'm talking about? This is exactly what we need. And the transfer portal is running things on quality players like this. He quick on his feet and he uses his hands to push offensive linemen. Got great hand work. All he need installed is that dog work. You know what I'm talking about? Brandon Lane. Kid got game. Secure this. He's also violent and he doesn't quit on plays. That's what I love. High motor, high effort. He won't stop. He can't stop at all. This kid calls wreck with activity, wreck with effort. He already got that dog in him. Right. Now we done lost out on 3 targets. We lost out on 3 targets. We was looking to add these players, but our NIL bag don't seem to have enough cheddar in that bag. We need the HOV, House of Victory Collective, to get its act together. Cause I know for sure we lost out on players because we ain't got our House of Victory NIL together. We can't keep losing these players because we being cheap. That's a bad look. And if we ain't being cheap and we broke, that's another bad look. But I get it. Most of the money is set for the 2025 class, and we can't lose recruits like Juju and Justice, right? So I would prioritize, if our money is short, you know what I'm saying, and we ain't got that much, I would prioritize that on keeping the 2025 class. My fear is we going having another 7-5 season, and these recruits don't want to come because we ain't looked that good on the field. Money is one thing, and how we look on the field is another thing. So Justice Terry might not want to come if our defensive line looking trash. We getting ran through. Other schools could use reverse recruiting tactics at that point. You don't want to go to USC. They can't develop. Coach Heaney ain't all that. Look at these stats. Look how they got ran through last year in our Big Ten. But we need depth. And this kid will help us have a top 20, top 10 type defense this year. We need this kid and a couple more like him. We got to go get it. We got to. We thin right now. So now we at the bottom of the portal, and it's still some diamonds in the rough. It's still some jewels. We already been outbidded 3 times. Like, come on. I know we saving this money for 2025, but the 2025 class ain't gonna be that deep if we don't win. I know if we got our money right and we USC, our class could still be decent, right? But to make it number 1, I feel like we're gonna have to do good on the field as well. If we have another 7-5 season, we looking at a top, maybe our class might only be top 15. Top 10 might be the ceiling. But if we at least 9-3 on the field, get into the playoffs, possibly win 10 games, then of course our ceiling is the number 1 class. So that's why I still want money to be spent now to further secure that class, to get that class hyped up and say USC is one of them teams. They was a playoff team last year. I want us to be a playoff team, because these kids gonna want to go to them teams that went to the playoffs, that gonna go to the playoff this year. Them first batch of teams that go to the playoffs gonna have clout next to their name. They're gonna be the first team in the 12-team playoffs, and they're gonna be looked at as the cream of the crop when it comes to this college football thing. So the schools who make it to the playoffs and got money gonna have first dibs on these transfer portal kids. We want to make sure we in the playoffs too, right? We need to make sure we in the playoffs too, because we saving these money for these kids, but it's still gonna be a university that gonna be willing to match our money. And if they willing to match our money and they did better on the field, then guess what? They might flip, right? So it's a careful balance. I understand not spending $2 million, $1 million on one defensive tackle, but we at least need to spend $1 million on 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they got more than 1 year remaining, like this kid. This kid could give us a solid 2 years. Help us bridge the gap while we stack classes on top of classes. So it's a careful balance. We got to get somebody. We got to spend on somebody, because we got to win this season as well. Of course, I want the 2025 class to be stacked, but the most important thing should be winning this season. That should be the most important thing. Unless we punting for this season and saying we going all in with the 2025 class and we punting. No, I ain't trying to punt. I'm trying to win now and later. So until then, it's Carter Sports, it's Trojan City, it's SC. So let's go.